There are three main reasons for failure. Well, actually, there's probably a few more, but there are three main reasons. I'm going to cover those in a sec. But first of all, it's a Monday, and I'm going to say, hello Monday, hello week, hello you. It is me, it is John Butt. Yes, that one, the John Butt. And this is the Marketing for Owners podcast, home of the Owners Club. Ask me more if you want to know what all that's about. If you want to do well, you're going to do well if you're in the club. So what's all this thing about failure? So first of all, let's clear one thing up. When I mean failure here, I mean proper failure. I mean out of business, doing something else. Because in general, now for those of you that are in the worldwide audience, we have different opinions in different countries over the way we look at things. In the USA, in America, it's very, you can make it here, you know, very much people migrated to America and did their thing and did well. And so people will try until success. And that is great. So failure is a path for success. Personally, I think there's no real thing such as failure in that respect, in an entrepreneurial sense, in your own personal journey. There is either giving up or not yet succeeding. So yes, there's lots of little fails and big fails in the journey, but you either give up or you keep going until you succeed. But in this case, I'm talking about proper failure. Businesses go out of business and people have to go do something else because when it comes down to it, money is money and it is needed quite often. So what are the three types of failure, or the three reasons for it, John? You are asking. Stop beating around the bush, stop messing about, get to the point, John. Yeah. Well, you know how these things work. I like talking. So the first one, this will seem obvious, but first of all, reason for failure number one, you are not solving problems. Second, I'll come back to this. Reason for failure number two, you are not selling. Okay. Reason for failure number three, you are not making money. Now, individually, that may seem obvious, but to a lot of people, it's not. So let's cover them. Solving problems. You have created a business, or you have a business, you've inherited, you've bought, whatever it is. A business is the entity, but it is all about your customer, the person that is going to pay you money and pay your wages and the wages of your staff and to keep you going. If they don't have a need for you or your services or your products, you have no business. So your business needs to provide something. Now, those customers or those potential customers have problems, they have issues, they have things that they need because those things solve their problems. It's as simple as that. If your product or service is not solving the problems of your target audience, it's not going to work. Now, if it is solving the problems, but you're not able to communicate it, it's not going to work. So think of that. This may seem basic, but this could save and change your business. Think about it. Number two, selling. Many people are scared of selling. And personally, I started when I was 18, I was thrown at the deep end as a cold calling, door-to-door, commission-only salesperson. So I quickly learned how to sell. I had no training and I had to figure it out. But I trained many people and I understand it is scary. Most of us, or most people, are worried about what others think of them. And if you try to sell to somebody, a lot of people think, well, that's not very nice. What would the person be thinking? And that is a little psychological battle going on inside the head, and so it stops a lot of people trying to sell. If I said to you, sit down at your desk, pick up the Yellow Pages, phone 5 companies and tell them about your services, how many of you would be likely to give that a go? Because you're going to think, well, I can't do that. Because you're quite often also thinking of the spammy phone calls you get and what you get in response. But why would you act like that? Why wouldn't you just have a different approach? You can chat to someone in a pub, in a bar, in a shop, in a store that you've never met before. Why can't you do it on the phone? You don't have to talk business. You have to build a rapport and a relationship. And then you can get on to business later. It's not all like this. But selling is a process. It is something that can be learned. But if you are not selling, if you just think people are just going to buy your product and service because it's great, because it's there, it's not going to happen. Sorry, it is not going to happen. So that was the next one. And the third, I'd mentioned not making any money. Now, quite obviously, people go out of business because they're not making any money. However, you would be amazed how many do not realize they're not making any money, or think that it's not important right now because they're doing other things. They're building a new website, or getting some new brochures designed, or something like that. They'll come to the making money later. When in actual fact, making money, specifically making money, is the reason is the thing that's going to keep your business and your life sustained. So why not make that the priority? Forget about the new website. The new website is not going to make you money. Even if the new website launches tomorrow, it's not going to make you money. It's just the internet is just a channel to your market. You can go out there, visit a potential client, and try and explain what you do. Go to a trade show, go to a networking event, go to a Chamber of Commerce event. Talk to people about what you do and try and get a customer, just one customer. Once you've got one customer, try and get another one. Once you've got another one, try and get another. After a while, they'll build up. Once you've got some customers and you've shown them and proven your service and you made money, you can ask those customers if they can recommend you to others and get some more customers. And then it all comes along. But concentrate on making money. And that goes back to the selling. You're not going to get those customers unless you're able to sell. So find out how to sell. And then you're not going to be able to sell to anyone unless you have a product or service that solves a problem. So find out what your potential audience needs. And then we're back to that meeting people. When you meet people, you can ask them what are their challenges, what are their problems, and you can provide the solution. Do you see how it all links together? There's no reason for failing. Those are the main ones. Work on them. Don't blame your competitors. It's not your competitors, right? Your competitors are nothing to do with it. They're doing their thing. You do your thing. They're not complaining about you as a competitor. Why should you, if they're succeeding, why should you complain about them? They are just people in your market. The more competitors there are in your market, it means the bigger the market is. The more sustainable it is, the better you're going to do. If you think that by having no competitors, wow, you've got it all to yourself, think about it. The reason you haven't got any competitors is not because you're a genius and you're the only one who's thought about it. It could well be, it might be, unlikely, it could well be that others have tried and there are no customers. It's not a good product to be selling because it doesn't make any money. There you go. Anyway, think about those things. They really can save turning around your business, and it's so simple. Book for the week. Today, I'm going to recommend one of the best books I've read all year. I've actually been waiting to read it for quite a while, but I have quite a queue, a list of books to read. It's called Oversubscribed, and it's by Dan Priestley. Dan Priestley is an Australian, and he spends a lot of the time in the UK. Now I guess he travels the world. So simply, the best way to describe is lots of businesses have too many customers. They are oversubscribed. Do you think it's a fluke? Do you think it's luck? Do you think there's a reason? Have you ever contacted a restaurant and they've said, well, we're booked up for the next 3 months? Do you get annoyed, or do you think, wow, I want to be in there? Why did you call that restaurant? Because someone recommended it? Because it's popular, yeah? Have you ever called your hairdresser? How do you feel if your hairdresser said they had a 6-month waiting list? Would you be annoyed? Would you go somewhere else? Or would you think, they must be good, I'll find someone for now, but I'm getting in there? Yeah, exactly. Those type of people, as Daniel says, those type of businesses do not chase clients. Clients chase them. This is a fabulous book. I recommend it. Oversubscribed. Available in all your favourite bookstores and on Audible. I'll see you tomorrow.